What's up guys, Corey here yet again, we're back. Who would have thought? And today I'm going to show you guys how to draw a rose in 3 different ways. It's going to be really neat and fun. Let's check it out. Well, welcome out guys. Back in the day, I dropped a rose brush pack and I showed you guys how that brush pack works, but I didn't actually teach you how to draw a rose proper. And so
I couldn't help it.
And so today I want to teach you 3 different ways on how to draw a rose. Drawing a rose is such a fun, kind of simple thing to draw. You could have a standalone rose design, or you could incorporate it into all kinds of other things. It's one of like the #1 flowers that I draw. There's a lot of cool ways to do them. So I want to show you 3 different ways, and yeah. So let's just jump right into the old iPad and get this thing rolling. So here is like these 3 different roses I'm going to teach you guys how to do today. We have kind of like this symmetrical one, this one that has this unique little swervy center, and then a little bit more organic one. And so first thing I want to do is just start off with the symmetrical one. So when drawing roses, typically I always start off with just 2 circles. I have this inner circle that is, obviously smaller, and then the outer circle, and that's about the distance I have in between them. Then what I also like to do is go and turn on a drawing guide. You can go over to your settings like so, go to the symmetry tool, and just have it on vertical. And then it allows us to do this kind of cool symmetrical drawing that is just really useful for this. So the first thing I like to do is just draw a line, not in the center, but a little bit below the center. And I'm just going to do this little arced curve line just like so, just kind of like that. Then we're going to just do this little M shape, kind of upside down letter M, and that's going to be a very familiar shape throughout this whole kind of rose process. And then we'll do another one. I'm not going to start directly in the center, but again a little bit off center, about right there. And we're just going to make the same type of shape, pull it up past that inner circle, and then we're going to just bring it down and just kind of do another one of these M's like it's going behind this main one. Our next step would be to follow just that circle line that we have, and we're just going to follow that on all the way around, and obviously leaving the gaps in there. So cool. We have kind of the starting the center of this rose going, and now again we're going to make these little M shapes just in the middle to fill that out. And I'm just going to start somewhere like right here, and just going to do this little M. Just there you go. And then from the center of that one, we're going to do another one and just kind of bring it out. And then we can do a 3rd layer of that just right here. And you could, if you want, do another one there. You don't necessarily have to. I'll probably, no, I kind of like it. There we go. And that kind of fills out that space real nice. After we've done that, we have the center of our rose already drawn. And now we're going to just do the petals on the outside. I'm going to flip my rose upside down, and I always start with the bottom one, this one right here. We're going to go up just from like about right there. I like to make the bottom one kind of the biggest one and the most noticeable one. And so I'm going to go right here, go up, curve it back in, and then come to a point. So it just has 3 little bumps on it. Then, like I said, this is a more symmetrical kind of rose. We're just going to go right here and do another kind of one of these big M shapes like that. This is just basically a bunch of the letter M. It's pretty easy. We're going to go up again off of that one, bring it around, and then we can just finish it off with one more. And there we go. That's a rose. It's pretty easy. Then you could always add leaves on the edges of it. And right now, again, we're also using just sketching brushes. I'm not like refining my lines right now, so it looks a little rough, but we're just keeping it mellow. Since it's symmetrical, I like to keep with the symmetrical look to it, and maybe we'll just add 3 leaves. So middle leaf, I'm gonna make it bigger. Just kind of your classic leaf shape. It's just a little swoop. Then we'll go off that one. Boom, another leaf right there. Boom, another leaf right there. And there we go. We have a nice looking rose. You could add some like inside lines to these leaves if you wanted. But pretty straightforward. you got yourself a rose, and then you can turn off your circle layer underneath, and there you go. Just a simple, easy rose that's looking really nice. Boom, rose number 1 in the books. Let's do rose number 2. For this one, similar as before, we're gonna draw a circle, and then the inside one, instead of having it be a circle, I'm gonna make it a little bit of an oval. So let's do this first circle, just like so. I'm gonna let it snap and kind of center it. And that's pretty good. And then I'm gonna draw another circle inside of it and let it snap a little bit. And up here you have this like ellipse tool where I can actually adjust the anchor points individually. So I'm gonna center it out and make it a little bit of an oval, and just try to get it pretty center in the middle of it. And maybe make it a little bigger. That seems plenty good. So we got our main circle and then our oval inside of it. I'm just gonna go to a new layer real quick, just so I'm not drawing on my guide. And for this one, we're gonna start off with this kind of curvy S type of shape, and we're just gonna start off right about here. We're gonna have an opening up in this top middle section. So we're gonna go and we're just gonna curve around and do this little S type of shape right like that. Nice bulbous bottom, as they would say. Right, Jared? Jared knows what I'm saying.
Yes, I like big bottoms. I cannot lie.
Very cool, dude. So again, we have our nice looking S, and then we're just gonna start off right up here, and we're just gonna create just this little extra shape. I like to kind of curve it like that, pick up right there, and then connect it with a little curve there, just making that edge of the rose like it's kind of folding over. And then you can just follow that oval curve just like that. That's probably not the smoothest line, but you get the idea. That's better. Then we're gonna mimic that same type of shape just over here. We're gonna have it curve in just like that. And then do the same type of thing, give it that kind of lip and edge. And there you go, that seems good. And then we're gonna follow that oval shape again and connect it in. And then you can just connect those tops. Then I like to just give another little curved line just in the center of that, just to add a little more interest to it, just to like fill in that empty space. I mean, it doesn't really matter how you curve it, but that seems plenty good. After that, it's time to add our petals. And this one, we're gonna, again, start at the bottom like we did on the other one, except we're gonna make this one a little less symmetrical, just to give it a little more organic feel. Again, making it the larger petal, or one of the more larger petals, and that is nice. That seems pretty good. Then we're just gonna start filling in all the rest of the petals as we go around the rose. I'm gonna start over here, and I'm gonna do this one, I'm gonna curve it up like this first, so it just has, I don't know, I see this shape a lot in roses, and it just seems to work. So we're just gonna start somewhere about right in the middle, a little above the middle, and curve it up, and then just keep it wobbly and curvy. So up, curve around, kind of following that outer circle. That's sort of like our guide to say, cool, that's where we want our petals to sort of hit. And then we'll jump to the other side. And this one, you know, we could give it a couple bumps and bring it back in. So we're not making them exactly symmetrical, but just adding, you know, just petal after petal. Same as before. This one, boom. That one just has 2 bumps. We'll do another one, maybe a little bit smaller there, and we'll finish it at the top with just, there you go. Cool. That rose is filled out and seems totally fine. For this one, we're gonna add some leaves and that kind of stuff to it as well. And we'll add like a different kind of style of leaf. So, you know, we could, again, since this one's not symmetrical, we could just eyeball some places where we want leaves. I like to draw these little lines just to like help me visualize where a leaf would go. And probably something like that could be good. And there's so many different ways to draw leaves. A lot of times I'll like to lightly do just the basic shape of the leaf, and then I'll go in and kind of like change up the style. And so with this one, we'll go right at the tip and we'll just do this little, I don't know, teardrop-y shape. And then we'll go from that point and just do 2 lines down. That's kind of like the middle piece of the leaf. And then we're just gonna do this little arc curve pattern that just hooks around, and it just is a nice classic leaf when it comes to roses. And then something also is cool, like you can always switch up the style of leaf that you do. So like maybe you have this main one as like the big leaves that you use, and then we'll do just a simple kind of smaller leaf, and maybe you could draw a center line in there. And then let's give it like another similar to that main leaf, but just a little bit smaller. Got that little teardrop, and then curve these in and let it tuck behind that other one. And again, these are rough lines because this is just a sketch, and that's how I draw. And basically just mimic that same concept on the other side. So there we go, got another rose going. We could maybe add even some of these little things. These are always fun add-ons to roses. It's just these little, like, I don't know, little spikes and pokey things that stick out from the side. You could add another leaf right there if you wanted, if you're just trying to fill out the whole space. That seems good enough. You know, you get the idea. We got a big old rose, looking cool. That one is rose number 2. We can size that down, and I can teach you how to make the next rose. Hey guys, I just want to take a quick moment to tell you about a company that has changed my life. Back in the day, I was a poor, defenseless young lad, wandering in the wilderness with no hopes or dreams. And then I saw a shining light. It was Golden Press Studio, shimmering in the sun. Golden Press Studio is one of the best screen printing shops on the planet. They took me in and gave me clothing. You know, I now run a company called Catchwind Clothing Co. that is printed by Golden Press Studio, which specializes in doing water-based prints, discharge prints where you can't even feel them on your shirt anymore. They're so good at it, as well as they met all the needs as a growing brand that I needed. And also, if you like music and maybe you're in a band, they do the same thing for you. Or maybe you're just someone that needs a t-shirt, needs a garment, a hoodie, a tote bag even. Golden Press has you covered. If you're interested in that, hey man, go over to the website goldenpressstudio.com and fill out an order form. We'll get you a quote right away. And you're gonna love every single interaction you have with us. So we'll see you there. And let's just jump back into the video. Wow, what an excellent company. All right, round 3, we're doing another rose. We're gonna do this one, and it's gonna be different than the other ones. This one, I want it to be a bit more organic. The other ones, they're kind of these like classic, kind of tattoo-y type of things. One's symmetrical, the other one is like these big, simple, smooth, curvy lines. This one, I want to keep it very natural, organic, kind of wobbly and obscure type of lines. Like the other ones, we're starting off with the 2 circles. Right? This is actually the same circle with oval that I did for the last one, but I'm just going to go in and adjust that one just a hair. So I'm going to go on this layer, going to grab that little oval. I'm going to tweak the angle of it, and I think I'm going to make it just a little skinnier too, maybe a little smaller. Maybe there we go. So it's kind of at like an offset angle, you know, just to add a little more interest to it. Sometimes it's cool to have your roses be pointing different directions. And so this is kind of our template for that one. We still have our outer circle. We have this oval going on. And so I'm gonna jump on a new layer. And then with this one, similar to this one, how we have these kind of petals or folded over petals, we're gonna start off with that same concept for this one. Instead of like having a perfect straight line across, I want this one to kind of arc that way, and we're gonna start layering some just like this. Does that make sense? So we're gonna start off with this first one. Again, we're shooting past our oval, and as I mentioned before, I want this to be a bit more organic, so we can just have this line pretty wiggly and wavy. And it's just gonna come from that point out and then come and link back up at that other point. Then we're gonna throw another line that way, again shooting past the oval just a little bit and having it layer behind the other one. Again, bounce up just a hair, maybe have it, yeah, that seems a better angle. Again, wiggle down, and we'll do one more just like that. And same concept. That one kind of looked lame. That's better. And then, just like the other ones, we're gonna follow that oval shape just to connect all that stuff together. Nice, and then we have this kind of open section. You could really get wild and add another one of these if you wanted. You don't necessarily have to. But then I'm just gonna do this kind of curvy, I don't even know, again, kind of M shape like that. And then I'm just gonna stack another one right like that. And there you go. Yeah, we're just filling out that space. Even that one, that section kind of looks a little open. I would maybe, cool. Now it's like there's like a few different petals that are like emerging out of the center of this rose and just kind of layering on top of each other. We're gonna still keep with the similar format as the other ones where we have, you know, the base bottom petal and all these other ones that kind of build around them. It's gonna be a similar shape. I make them a little bit more wiggly and try to make them a little bit more organic. We'll start off with a little bit of a curve, and then up at the top, that's where I wanna just like offer a bit more of kind of like these wiggly organic lines and then curve it back in. And that seems pretty good. Nothing super crazy, but it just has like a bit more wiggle to it. Then, you know, we could curve it like this, give it a point, and then curve it back in. I like the leaves and the edges to like start to arc back around and to kind of, I don't know, have this nice curve and like creating some layering and overlapping. This one, same as those other ones, up, maybe another point, and then curve it back. Yeah, that's all looking pretty nice. Boom, this one maybe we don't do a point in it. Maybe that one's a little too smooth for me. There we go. That's fine. This one, maybe we do make it just like a smooth, simple piece. And then this last top piece, maybe we'll give it a point as well. There we go. Now our rose is coming to life. Something with these ones I like to add too is I like to do these extra lines that kind of make it look like the petals are folding in and curving over themselves. So you can just choose a few different lines, something like this, and you just mimic the shape and then kind of pull it back into itself. So we're just gonna mimic that outside line, and there we go. Now that corner starts to look like it's folding over. We could do another one like right here, and then have it curve around. You don't have to do a ton of them, but you know, just those kind of things, like the rose is just folding over, maybe that way. That seems cool. And we'll do maybe one more. Maybe we'll do this piece. Maybe we'll give that fold like a point, and that's cool. That kind of makes it look like it's arced over and it has a little point to it. So now we got our third rose. Time to add some leaves and that kind of thing. And we'll do a different style of leaf as well. And maybe we'll try to make these leaves kind of look like they're bending and curving a bit more, and kind of make them, again, like this is our organic rose. We'll just draw some maybe a curved line up here. That seems fine. And then again, we'll do the basic concept shape of the leaf. And then I will follow that with like this kind of pokey leaf, or like kind of jagged edged leaf. There we go. That's nice. We'll do a center line, and then maybe for this one we'll do these like inside line, or like just like repeating lines like that. They're kind of, I don't know, they just look cool. And we're just gonna do some more of that stuff. Well, there you have it. 3 different roses in 3 minutes. Just kidding, this video is a lot longer than 3 minutes, but hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you're able to just start drawing roses. All it really is a couple circles, and you just start filling in those things. And Man, hopefully you're drawing roses and making them look cool. Maybe they're for a tattoo, maybe they're for a t-shirt design, I don't know. But I do know that I'm grateful that you watched this video. So we'll see you there, we'll see you in the air, and we will ARF on you later, little doggies. ARF!